qualifying run. See where he wraps up here. Still top of the charts and did go faster on lap number 2. Lucas clocks in second. Madigan slower on lap number 2, so he will stay third. Blake Giglio 4th. Casey Graves in 5th. Brad Wilson 6th. Cleaver 7th. Thomas Green 8th. Trent Sneed 9th. And I just noticed that YouTube had not actually gone live, so sorry about that, but welcome in. Those of you over on the YouTube. My bad. 16 cars put a lap down. I don't know that many else are still trying. Charlie Sherry is out there. We'll see if he's going through the S's, so he's not going to get anything accomplished. He'll run out of time before he gets back. Hey, Red Cell, welcome in. Good to see you. You buy Chicagoland. Thanks, Neo. We are set for truck cameras now. Neo has picked up Chicagoland for us. And time expires. Your pole sitter is Hayden Law. If you want to have a quick chat with Hayden, there's not much in the world that would be considered a quick chat with Hayden. He likes to be a chatty Cathy. Let's see if we can pull him in here. Hayden DG, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Swiss.
Well, let's not crash on lap 1, shall we?
No promises.
You've been a bit of a struggle lately for you. We'll see if you're able to pull it off tonight. I can't get Travis to mute. There we go. Okay, now I can hear you. So how do we feel about 30 laps around Watkins Glen? You think it's going to be a one-stopper and keep tires on it or what?
Fuel's telling me we can go 18.5 sitting here on the grid, so that's probably accurate enough. I'd say it's definitely a one-stop race. I'm not going to let Lucas beat me by taking 2 lefts again. That's for damn sure. So one-stop race, probably around lap 15, and we'll see where it goes from there.
10-4. Good luck to you, sir, and let's not die on the first lap.
Like I said, no promises, and thank you. I need the luck.
Lucas DG, got a copy?
Yo.
Well, we're starting P2 and we got a long pace lap, so I figured come chat with a few folks since we already made it through our Hayden interview. He's saying he's not getting beat by Lucas on 2 tires tonight, so how do we feel about Hayden's call here?
Well, 30 laps, we can make around 19 on a tank of gas, so definitely opens the door for a 2-tire call again. It'd be a little long for this one, so I don't know if it would work this time, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting race. A little bit shorter than usual, I'd say, so it'll be kind of a sprint race, and I think that's good. But these cars are kind of weird here. They're really fun, but they're a little floaty when it comes to, I think it's the hot track temp, so they're really a handful to drive tonight.
10-4. What do you look forward to the most? I think I just had on the other thing, but that's fine.
Well,
yeah, I look forward to just trying to get a good.
Good. I muted him.
No, I mean, I think it's going to be a good battle with there's a lot of fast cars, and really the entire top 10 is really fast, and could all probably contend for a win here, so it's going to be probably a pretty close race up front, I would expect.
10-4. Good luck to you, sir. We'll see how it all plays out.
Thank you.
Blake, are you going to finish the race tonight?
No.
No? Straight up no. Even if you're leading, you're just going to alt that 4 out?
Try. I'm not really feeling that.
Gotcha. What's better, this or Oswego?
I don't know.
And good luck to you.
Thanks.
Lucas sounded okay. Blake doesn't sound so okay. He sounds kind of defeated already. Let's see if we can pull in Trenton, because Trenton's fun to talk to. Trent, DG, you got a copy?
10-4.
Well, we've seen Mom and Dad and Chrissy in the chat, so make sure you give all of them a shout out real fast.
Hi, everyone.
How do we feel about 30 laps around old Watkins Glen?
Oh, God, we're so screwed. It ain't even funny.
Currently starting in the top 10. We got 24 cars here. So in the top half of the field, that's feeling pretty good, I assume.
Yeah, it's just turn 1's going to be scary. The S's is going to be Code Brown. And then the bus stop, it's better get the Pinewood box out for me.
So pretty much anywhere there's a turn you're scared of.
Yeah, especially on lap 1.
Gotcha. So the straightaways you're good with. It's the turns that's the problem. You heard it here first. Trenton Sneed telling you how it is.
hold on. The very beginning of the straights, when you have wheel spin, that's also pretty damn cool.
And where you got to brake on the straights, that's got a sketch too,
Yep.
right? Okay,
Yep,
so it's the part in the middle of the straights that he's okay with.
Yeah.
All right, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
Trent Sneed in the 81 as we get set for the start of this one. We got our chatterboxes going a little too much. It didn't actually get you a full starting lineup, but you saw it passing by there on the left side of your screen as Lucas Hoysma takes us down to turn number 1. And do we get everyone surviving turn 1? That is the question. Hold your breath. I'm scared already. A few guys going out wide. A few cars way out wide. And I'll be damned. Looks like we all survived turn 1. Now we go to the S's. Running too wide through the S's, very difficult. Cody Cleaver all the way up by the wall there on the corner entry to the S's. It's a strange place to find yourself. Trying to get it down, funneled down to single files. That's a lot easier to get corner exit when you're single file. Thomas Green to make a move there on Brad Wilson. Nothing doing for him. Hayden Lowell takes control of the race, and he's made it over half the lap already without crashing. I'm damn proud of him. He's had a run of luck where he's crashed in like turn 1 or turn 2 on these road courses after qualifying on the pole. So far, the Napa machine staying out in front of Lucas Hoyts, Joseph Madigan in third. Blake Giglio, Casey Graves, your top 5. Then you got Brad Wilson, Thomas Green, Trenton Sneed. As we look back on the scoring pylon, and even Matt Benke is still up in the group. So no one's had an issue. That is our current last place car. We're trying to make it a full lap with no issues as we roll out of turn 11 back to the start-finish line. Nice little single file snake coming at you. Everyone through Jake Lawrence is pretty bunched up. Jake's currently in the 16th spot, so that's pretty impressive for a first opening lap here. Looks like we did have an issue finally. Gatlin Downey seems to have had a problem. Let's see what happened to the 05. That's way too far back as it was set up for a slow-mo replay from our last race. Try again. There you go. Coming out of turn number 10, looks like the 05 loops it. A little too much throttle. Oh, he's going to nose it into the tire barriers. Collects that left front. Hopefully that didn't crunch him up too bad. Doesn't pit the car, so it didn't meatball him. Top 2 still Hayden and Lucas. Joseph Madigan losing a little ground. In third, Blake Giglio right behind him in fourth. Casey Graves, Brad Wilson. Thomas Green, Trenton Sneed. There's Trenton in the 81. Ian Montrose, Cliff Mullins. Trenton's lap 1's really scary. He has survived that. Montrose way out wide. Some guys do that line on purpose to the carousel to carry more speed on exit. I don't know if he did it on purpose or not. Cliff probably just picked up an off track, but I have off tracks hidden because we're going to get like 1,000 of them tonight. There's no incident limits, so they can go off track as much as they want to, which makes this more like a NASCAR race. NASCAR doesn't care how far off track they go. It's Formula 1 that tends to care about that. Except at COTA, because that is a Formula 1 track and NASCAR cares there. Does Lucas get the move done here? Looks to the inside in turn 1. Keeps half the nose showing, but doesn't actually put the move on Hayden. Hayden gets out wide, though, on exit. Lucas trying to take that as an opportunity into the S as we go side by side into turn 2. Now Lucas going to be outside for turn 3, and it is sketchy to try and keep it on the outside here. Lucas drops back in behind Hayden coming out of turn 4. Onto what we call the backstretch, heading to the bus stop. And quickly we go through turns 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. 4 corners of the bus stop. Into carousel turn 9. Lucas trying to keep the pressure on. Joseph Madigan, meanwhile, closing in while they battled side by side. You can go out way wide here. See all the cars carrying the momentum as they come out of the carousel turn 9, heading into the left-hander turn 10. Coming to complete lap number 3 here. Lucas gets a decent run out of turn 11. Not enough to pull up alongside Hayden. Don't think he's going to have anything for him in the braking zone. You see the 05 Gatlin Downey did eventually come down and fix that car. Gatlin Downey has taken his fast repair. So the right front must have been not doing so well after nosing it into the tire barrier. Let's take a trip through the field. Top 2 still nose to tail. I'm afraid Lucas may put a move on at the bus stop because he is right on that tail. So we're going to stay with this for a minute. Right when I was about to do a field rundown, Lucas applying pressure to the leader, Hayden Lowell here. And that should mean that they're single file back to 10 at least. So let's go ahead and take a look. Hayden Lowell is your leader. Lucas Hoytsma in second, 2 tenths back. Joseph Madden another 3 tenths back. Blake Giglio 7 tenths off of that group. Then Casey Graves almost a full second back in 5th. Brad Wilson 6 tenths back in 6th. Thomas Green half second back. And then Ian Montrose 3.5 seconds back in the 8th spot. Scotting around Trenton Sneed. Trenton's now fallen to 9th. Cliff Mullins in 10th. Cody Cleaver 11th. Jeff Price is 12th. Travis Martin 13th. Jake Lawrence gets around Zach Swicegood and moves up into 14th. Swice drops to 15th. Nick Cooper currently in the 16th spot. Absolutely killed it on the dirt earlier on. Ryan File in 17th. Jay Munch in the 18th spot. Ethan Evers rides in 19th. And Jeremy Scherer is 20th. Daniel Llewellyn 21st. Scott Elston 22nd. Matt Benke 23rd. And Gatlin Downey 1 lap down 24th as he had to pit after spinning that car. And it's a little too early for Gatlin to make it to the end of the race on one stop, so he's going to have to stop again, unfortunately. Not going to be a good time for Gatlin here tonight. Lucas closer than he has been on this backstretch, down to 1/10. Had a good run out of the S's, but could not get position on Hayden Lowell into the bus stop. I feel we're getting farther and farther away. Oh my gosh, my scoring pylon is a little broken right now. I'm gonna have to reset my timing screen while we watch the race here, kind of raw. My events were all listing what happened in the dirt race. It's not very helpful. There we go. Now we got Xfinity events. Matt Benke must have picked up a 2X. Must have tagged the wall somewhere along the way. Or lost control, maybe slid that car around, but he's fallen to 23rd. Like Nick Cooper past Swicegood. Cooper up into that 15th spot. Travis Martin past Jeff Price. Travis up into 12th. Oh, who's spinning back there? Is that Jake? Green Ranger. Struggling back there. And the ass end all over the place going through turn number 1. Now he's got 29, Nick Cooper, right on his tail. Currently 5 laps complete on lap number 6 of 30. Not a very long race here. It should be about 45 minutes. You can feel that behind the wheel too. Check back up front. It's kind of a 4-car breakaway. Hayden Lowell, Lucas Hoytson with Joseph Madigan, Blake Giglio. Be interesting to see how the strategy calls go here. I think if they're bunched up, the undercut might be effective. They're all trying to keep nose to tail. An undercut could prove effective. Just before halfway pit, come down when the fuel window opens up, get on those fresh tires first, get the track position. Hayden Lucas, Madigan, and Giglio. Casey Graves, Brad Wilson, Thomas Green. Let's take a look at our biggest mover so far. 5 laps complete. Ryan Files moved up 5 spots. Currently running 17th in that Shenandoah Shine Mustang. Jeremy Scherer's picked up 4 spots. He's currently in 20th. So he started 24th and he's picked off 4 cars. Nice job there, Scherer. Unfortunately, Matt Benke going the wrong way. Amtrak cars lost 7 to start the race. Finds himself 23rd, the tail of the field. Not the last car, but tail of the field. Gatlin Downey a lap down up in the middle of the field somewhere. Ooh, look at Madigan get way out wide in that black Mustang. Definitely carrying as much momentum as possible. Big gap back to Casey Graves all by himself. And Brad Wilson, Thomas Green, they're battling for 6th. Wilson has preferred line into turn 10. He's going to get out wide, then Green's going to have the outside again for turn 11. He's going to try to cut back to the inside and have the advantage for turn 1. See if he can hang it there. Not just yet. He's still showing the nose, and under braking tucks back in line. So Wilson will hold off the 13 of Green for now. Cliff Mullins, Cody Cleaver, close proximity. It's actually by the numbers closest battle on the track at this second. This is the battle for the 10th position. As I say that, Ryan File and Swicegood trade 16th. File able to get around. Nick Cooper's also around that Jake Lawrence machine up into the 14th spot, so he's going places. See if Cleaver can put a move on Mullins there. Got down to a 10th going into the bus stop. Cleaver sliding that car out of the bus stop and into the carousel. He's taking that higher entrance, lower exit line that you saw his teammate Montrose do, just not quite to the same extreme. Cliff got that car hung out there, that AC Racing Graphics Camaro, sliding it. Through turn 10, seems to picked up a little bit of a gap there. See what else we got going on. Top 4 still in a line. I think they're taking it easy, wanting to stay in touch with one another and waiting on strategy to fold. Cleaver took a look there at Mullins. Now he's going back to the inside on braking zone. Oh, he gets a little slide there. I think Cliff's just going to let him have it. That or he missed the corner. He looked intentional, though. He saw the two sliding the ass end around. That was a bit scary.
Thank you.
Random, thank you. Uh-oh. What happened back here? Ryan files around. See what happens to the Shenandoah Shine car down in turn 1. I believe this is either a case of the rear wheels. Oh, Jake goes for a slide. Then File gasses it up and he spins around. It's 2 mistakes at one time. File noses the inside wall. Swice takes advantage, picks up 2 spots. Ryan File falls down to 20th. Daniel Wallen catching him back there for that spot. A bit of a kerfuffle back there. It's the battle for 20th now. As File holds it and Llewellyn wants it. We share up in the 19th, just ahead. What else can we check on? Leaders starting to get a gap from 2nd to 3rd. Hoytsman and Lawler pulling away from Madigan and Giglio. Hoyle in turn 1, says Dalton Hayes. It looked like that. 2 different cars spinning there. Cody Cleaver slid through there. Yeah. Definitely very greasy out there at the hot racetrack. Take a quick look at our race analysis. The fuel window looks like about 19 laps. I know it says unknown, but just keep that in mind. Points go out at the end of lap 15. It is nice and spicy. 107 degrees on the track temp. 16 mile an hour winds. That is also pretty wild. I'll give you a way over. Able to get it back on track before the curb runs out. Report Llewellyn may have had an issue. Welcome to our 23. Oh no, another one in turn 1. Gets out wide and around goes the 23. And Mankey able to avoid around the outside. Also getting a report that Gatlin Downey. So turn 1, all of a sudden just not holding grip for anybody. Gatlin gets in there and the rear is coming around as soon as he hits the brake. 05 spins out in turn 1. Turn 1 is catching everybody. Get back in on our leaders. Hayden Lowell, Lucas Hoytza. About a half second between those two. And then Madigan 1.3 back. Blake half second behind him. I think the track is starting to become quite difficult for these guys. We're seeing all of a sudden incident points flying. On the 1 and 2 X's from spins and off tracks. Brad Wilson, you saw the Shine car right behind Casey Graves. He just picked up one going off track through the bus stop. Fortunately for the drivers, they don't have an incident limit here at Watkins Glen. And that's because we want them to run like the NASCAR boys do, way outside the track lines. That is more fun to watch. Blake putting the squeeze on Madigan here. Coming out of turn 11. See if Blake can run him down into 1 and get onto the podium spots here. Put in our stage number there so you know where we're headed for the points. 4 to go. Doubt anyone in the top 10 would pit before the halfway, but some people outside might try the gamble, put on the new tires and get track position. Where that would matter would be back around here. Cody Cleaver, Trenton Sneed, Ian Montrose, Cliff Mullins. Maybe some of these guys can throw some strategy at it. Try to pick up some points or pick up some positions by the end of the race. Blake still applying the most pressure in the field. He's right on the back bumper of Madigan going into the bus stop. Ryan Files starting to recover from his spin, move up to 19th. Wallen and off track, Wilson and off track, File and off track, Lawrence and off track, Martin and off track, Cleaver and off track. This is all just now happening. Scott Elston and off track, Thomas Green and off track. Everyone's picking them up now. The whole field seems to be picking them up. Ice Green Hill. Hello. No one has crashed yet, and that is not true. It's not true. Gatlin Downey crashed at the lap 1 or lap 2. right at the end of the lap. Spun it out of turn 10, nose it into the wall. We got a pitter. Thomas Green, before halfway, gives up the stage points, pits out of 7th. Thomas decided it was time to come bolt on 4 fresh tires, and he is within his fuel window to make it to the end. Goodwrench machine playing the undercut and put the tires on first and hold on to the track position as best he can. Giving up the stage points at halfway. Hayden wraps around the 05 Gatlin Downey. Jake Lawrence has picked up a black flag. I think he sped onto the pit lane in that Power Rangers green machine. Luke is keeping Hayden honest.
No cop, no stop, baby.
Jake Lawrence talking about his speeding ability. Says no cop, no stop. New player? I remember when you came in, Hemp. How we doing? Draftmaster is definitely a roll of the dice and a bit of suicidal. And we get Lucas on the pit lane. Brings Blake Giglio with him. So those two going for the undercut. We'll see if they do 2 tires, 4 tires. Gatlin Downey in the background picked up the black flag. He sped onto the pit lane. It's 35 miles an hour here at Watkins Glen, which is very difficult as a race car driver. This and Dover are just the worst because both of them are 35, and it is not fun. Not fun to slow down that much. So let's watch our stops here. See what we get as far as tires and fuel. Probably going to be 4 tires at this point. Yep, 4 tires and fuel for Lucas and Blake. And they pit before the end of the stage. Don't have a caution for our stage. Hayden gets around Daniel Llewellyn here. Let's see if Hayden pits now or if Hayden waits. This is only shot now to stay out, run it as long as he can, then bolt on the tires. I wouldn't think that's going to be a winning strategy. Hey, he's coming right now. Hayden Law coming to the pit lane. Daniel Llewellyn's going with them. Daniel not on lead lap. Madigan takes over the lead in this all-black unsponsored Mustang. That moves Casey Graves up to 2nd. Thomas Green, Blake Giglio, Lucas Heusman out of our lead group have pit. They're running 12th, 13th, and 14th at the moment. We are on our final lap of the stage. End of this lap, we'll give away the stage points. There's Casey. Remember, we don't have that rule that NASCAR does where you can't pit with 2 to go on the stage. So everybody can pit now if they want to. Madigan, Graves, Wilson, Montrose, Trenton Sneed, Cody Cleaver, Cliff Mullins, Jeff Price, Travis Martin, and Hayden Law. That is your top 10 right now. So Hayden's able to get back out, still in the points for the stage as he is ahead of Lucas. And I believe Hayden pulled the 2-tire stop here. 10-second stay for the Napa machine. He's trying to be the Lucas Hoytsma on 2 tires. It's going to be a long way to go halfway through the race, and he has taken 2 tires in this Napa car. You see Lucas in the background. That is only about a 1-second gap. Looks like we had an issue with Jake Lawrence. What happened to the Power Rangers car? Cold tires coming out on the racetrack. First lap out of the pits, and he spins it into the inside wall. And it looks like he'll take a tow from there. And that gets the Power Ranger car on the pit lane. It looks like we're starting to get our stage end points going out here. Casey Graves picks up 10 on the track. Madigan picks up 9 in the pits. Brad Wilson will pick up 8 in the pits. Here comes Trenton on track for what would appear to be 7. 6 points to Cleaver. All kinds of mix. Hayden actually gets all the way back up to 7th. One more look at it. Hayden, yeah, brings home 3 points. So 8th place for Hayden across the line. Montrose picks up 2. Hoytsman picks up 1. Pit lane getting to be a busy place. Casey has not pit yet. Neither has Trenton, and there's the gap to Trenton. Is 13 seconds from Casey Graves to Trenton Steed. My goodness. Cody Cleaver just behind him. And Cliff Mullins has not pit, so all those cars picking up decent stage points. Hayden Law has pit.
Thank you.
Travis Martin getting out of the way of Lucas Hoytsman. Travis has not pit yet. Lucas has 4 fresh tires. So this time Lucas gets to be the hunter, try to run down Hayden on the 2 tires. That gap, 1.9 between the two. Should see Casey coming in, and he does. The 4 car peels off and hits the pit lane. I imagine Trenton won't be too far behind. There comes the 81. Cody Cleaver's going to stay out. Why not? Have yourself a day, sir. Go off. Let's check on Cliff. He's coming to the pit lane. Hayden's already pit. T-Mart will come in. Yep, Ghostman coming down. Imagine Ethan will be the next one to hit the pit lane. Pit lane, a very busy place.
Hitting.
And there's your answer. Ethan coming to the pit lane. Montro's already done his service. He'll flash her out on the outside in the 1. Looks like the only person... Well, there's two. Two people trying 2 tires. Madigan and Hayden Law, both 2 tire stops. So there you go. Strategy call. Jeremy Scherer's on the pit lane, and that should complete the cycle outside of our race leader. Cody Cleaver wrapping through the carousel now, turn 9. 2 corners away from getting back to the pit lane.
Thank you.
I imagine we're pretty close to seeing him pit. Hayden is only about 4 seconds behind him. That's kind of crazy. Who's that sliding in front? Jake Lawrence. Nope, Jay Munch. Jay Munch was having a nice slide there. Heard the tires screaming on that Traveler whiskey car. Here comes your leader. Leader Cleaver onto the pit lane. And he picks up a black flag for his trouble. Speeding onto the pit lane for the 2 car. Hayden Lowell going to take the race lead, and Cody Cleaver is going to be just mad at himself. Well, at least he got a lap lead, I guess. Had to feel good while it lasted. Gap 1.6 between Lowell and Hoytsma. Madigan rides 3rd, also on the 2 tire strategy that our leader is on. Blake Giglio 4th. Blake 6 seconds behind Hayden. Madigan just 3/10 up the road as they work around the 85 subway car. Cody Cleaver continues to sit on the pit lane, just unfortunate picking up that black flag where he did. Blake tried to get in there on Madigan. Long way to go that way. Blake has 2 fresher tires than the 16 car. See if he can put on a move here. Out of turn 9, heading down to the left-hander in 10.
Hayden, you put way too much stuff in me there.
Yeah, Hayden. Can Blake get a run here down into turn number 1? He's going to try his damnedest. I don't think he's close enough this time. Madigan certainly knows he's there. Let's take a look at other spots. We got Trenton Steed and Nick Cooper. This is the battle for 9th. 81 and 29 machines. They aren't that far behind Ian Montrose. Trenton does have 2 lap fresher tires than Nick Cooper does, so maybe he'll be able to hold on to this spot. See who else we got battling. Ethan Evers, Jeremy Scherer, Cody Cleaver. That's where Cleaver came out after his penalty, 18th. Tough break for the 2 car. He's won this season, but unfortunately this season we switched over to not running win in your in style. So he's still got to fight his way in based on points. Finds himself right behind Jeremy Scherer. Getting a report Matt Banky may have had an issue. Check in on the Amtrak car. Oh, there it is. Turn 1 claims another one. Hayden Lowell right behind him. Matt gets in there deep, back in, gets a little kind of squirrely. Then he gets on the throttle, more squirrely. Tries to save it away from Hayden. And he elects to nose it into the wall. And that is how the Amtrak car went around. Beaver up to 17th, just ahead of the race leader. We don't have cautions, so I don't know how much these guys are going to try to fight to stay ahead of the leader, but they are battling one another. It's 16th and 17th right in front of our leader, and then 18th is behind him. Cleaver going to go to the inside of Ethan, takes the spot in front of Hayden. Jeremy Scherer's in the grass right beside him. Fortunately, keeps it under control, doesn't crash anybody. Lucas had to stay behind Ethan through that.
He tricked me.
You good? Just set me up.
Cleaver, I don't think wants to let Hayden by. He's racing him hard as hell. Now he lets him through. Pulls over to the left. Well, he didn't let him through as much as I thought he did. Thought he backed out and gave him the corner, but not so much. Hayden way out wide, trying to keep his foot in it ahead of Lucas. Back to the stripe. We'll be 2/3 complete. Hayden going to have 10 more laps to hold off Lucas. Lucas has 1 lap older tires on his race car overall, but Hayden only took 2, so 2 of Hayden's tires are newer, and the other 2 are much older than Lucas's. Gap is about 8/10, even with Cody Cleaver in there. I'm sure Cody won't protest Lucas too much. Out of turn number 4, headed back to the bus stop they go. Not a lot happening there. Checking on Jeff Price and Clifford Mullins. What has happened to Clifford? He just stopped on the racetrack. What happened? See him into turn number 10. A little bit of curb. A little bit more curb. Back in comes around. He noses it hard into the wall right in front of Jeff Price and hard into the inside wall. Comes to a stop. I'm going to speed it up. See if he stays there or moves on. He's just sitting. Okay. He's still sitting there. Cliff's decided to watch the race from the inside of turn 11. And there goes Hayden. Lucas, 2. Ethan Evers. Madigan. Giglio. Scherer. And that one's for position. Cliff falls to 18th. The 13 and the 51. Oh, J Munch is out of shape in the background. No, the 69 car just blew a motor and takes a tow. J Munch slides on entry into turn 10 and it just never catches back up. Then into the inside wall he goes. Blown motor for J Munch to the pit lane, and well, Cliff's still ahead of him. No cars between our top 2, and it is half a second. So the gap coming down a little by little. 9 to go. Lucas and Hayden, mano a mano. Hayden said Lucas was not going to beat Hayden on 2 tires tonight. Well, that is true. Lucas has taken 4, so that has already happened. Lucas will not beat Hayden on 2 tire strategy tonight. Now, can Lucas beat Hayden on 2 tire strategy is the question. Cliff's still sitting there. Cliff, how's the view?
Everything unplugged, so I don't even know if you can hear us right now.
There you go. Report from the 37. Everything unplugged. Fortunately, he's off the racetrack. Sounds like his car must have overheated too. He picked up a meatball and broke my stream for a minute there. Sorry about that. Hopefully everyone's back now. Hopefully everything is back now. What has happened to Schweiss? Schweiss has had an incident. 24 cars around. Going through the bus stop. Catch a little too much curb. Gets it out wide and loses the back end, and Kimi Räikkönen's it into the outside wall coming out of the bus stop. Gets it going again. Currently in 17th. Battle for the lead is getting very tight down in turn number 1. Pressure is on. Let's ride with Lucas. See what he can do behind Hayden. Is it that one? Oh, that's Hayden. There we go. That's what we want. Right on the 712 brakes. Camaro as we head out of turn 4 up the backstretch, heading towards the bus stop. Right up by the guardrail. Catch the curves. Carry the speed into the carousel. Lucas wraps it nice and tidy right around the yellow line. Hayden gets a little bit of an angle. I think it'll be advantage Hayden out of the corner. Oh, by the way, they're catching lap traffic. Make it even more spicy. Yes, Cliff Mullins just ahead. Cliff had to come down and take a fast repair after his meatball. He picked up when his stuff randomly disconnected for him, so he's going to be pissed to have to put this much effort in for its first place finish here. He's going to get down and low. We'll see if he lets Hayden and Lucas through. He does. See where Lucas can get an advantage here with 6 to go. Seems like a lot of Lucas's best runs have been coming out of the S's. You see Hayden struggling a little bit through the S's. Here comes Lucas getting right on it. You hear him actually throttling it back, trying not to run up on Hayden through here. He wanted to get a run on him, but he was going to be in the back bumper if he tried it elsewhere. And what do we get into the bus stop? Side by side they go. Very difficult place to run side by side and not make contact. They make it through there without crashing. That's fortunate. Live to fight another day. Lucas tried, though. Give him credit there. Meanwhile, we got a top 10 battle going on at the same time. We got Ian Montrose, Trenton Steed, Nick Cooper, 8th, 9th, and 10th. All right here together while the leaders are battling. We got a lot going on. A lot going on. Back to the front. Out of turn 11. I don't think Lucas is quite close enough here. Back to the Montrose party. Checking out Thomas Green and Brad Wilson. All these battles in the top 10. 3 different fights going on. And just for good measure, we have battle for 17th as well. Right in front of the Ian Montrose party. And there they go. Back to the leaders coming up through the S's. This is where Lucas is so good. Hayden's just about parking that car. Lucas has to time it well. Here he goes. Once again, sticking his nose to the inside. Didn't quite get the run out of forward this time. He's going to look down there again, just show the nose. Not quite able to draw alongside. I think that's his best opportunity, is to nail the S's just right, that he has a huge run on Hayden, and Hayden can't do nothing to defend it. Hayden's car just not so good through the S's. Thomas Green's starting to pull away from Brad Wilson, so that 5th place battle's cooled off. We still got 8th, 9th, and 10th wadded up together. So they head up to the bus stop. See Ian starting to pull away a little bit from Trenton. Trenton in that 9th spot, doing a great job. Man says he hates road courses.
Yeah, screw them both.
Madigan.
Well, I actually blew it in turn 1, so there you go.
Ryan File way deep into turn 1. Here's the S's again, where Lucas has been better. Does Hayden park it once again? Does Lucas give him a little nudge? Does Lucas try to get a run on him into the bus stop? I think they're too equal this time. Lucas going to look in there.
Jeremy, I'm trying to have a solid day here.
Just shows him the nose. Ethan Evers and Jeremy Scherer, I think. Yeah.
You not having fun ice skating?
This track is dot.
No, it doesn't. Track is great. We'll get a move into 10? No. Lucas thought about it. Can see Hayden's having to drive just a little bit harder than Lucas. Lucas gets the nose inside him on 11. It's going to actually cost him on the exit. He'll have to regroup. Back into the S's we head. So we work 3 to go. This is where Lucas has been so much faster, but it's a 1-lane section. It's really hard to get alongside. If Hayden parks it right there, Lucas can't do much about it. Hayden's been parking it there each and every time through the S's. I think if Lucas actually backed off a little bit, he'd have a stronger run at him. Here we go to the inside through the carousel again. That's the bus stop, excuse me. Nope, Ryan File missed the bus stop completely. Lucas kind of stuck here. Harass Hayden's throwing at him.
Sorry,
Well, and Nick Cooper had his nose stuck in there, and I think he backed out of it. 2 laps to go as they come out of turn 11 back to the start finish line. 2 more shots at getting, I think the S is correct, is where Lucas has his best opportunity. In turn 1, back up to 2 into the S's. This is where Lucas been his strongest. Just needs to be able to pull a lot of momentum on him on exit, but Hayden's making him back up, and Lucas can't get the run because Hayden's parking the shit out of it. Absolutely holds that line, makes Lucas check up. Lucas shows him the nose, catches the guardrail. Hopefully he didn't hurt the car too bad there. I think he hurt the car. That or a slowdown. He may have picked up a slowdown. So he had to back way off. Now it's 1 to go, and that's about all Hayden needed. Caught the guardrail going into the corner, and I think it gave him a slowdown because he cut the left side too much after bouncing off the guardrail. And I think that just handed it to Hayden. 1.5 second lead with a lap to go. Even the way Lucas has been hitting those S's, I think that's too much. Lucas even tags a wall coming out of 11. I think he's just pushing so hard right now. So the irony of Hayden putting on 2 tires to get ahead of Lucas. It's going to work out for Hayden, it looks like. Into the S as we go, and he's actually pulled a little bit farther away. This is where Lucas has been at his best, so he'll pull in a little bit through the exit of the S's, but it's nowhere near what he needs. Well, let's go back and watch an actual battle. Nick Cooper, Ian Machos. They're coming out of turn number 11, getting the white flag. 1 lap to go for these fellas. Down into turn 1 they go. Nick Cooper trying to apply the pressure to Ian. Jerry Scherer's caught Ethan Evers. Cody Cleaver's caught Ryan File. So we got a bunch of battles outside this top 10.
We just took this out, mate.
Ian Machos on the radio there. Watching Hayden come out of turn number 11. Hayden's going to get the victory here at Watkins Glen, New York. Lucas Weiss will bring it home P2. Joe Madigan out of the final corner. He'll bring it home P3. Here comes Blake Giglio. Across the line in 4th. Thomas Green will get the P5. Brad Wilson.
I'm never doing that again.
Across the line for 6th. Casey Graves pick up 7th. And then we go back to this battle. Nick Cooper, Ian Montrose, and Trenton
I've had in a
Sneed.
long time on the road course. And that's legit.
Waiting for the rest of the top 10 to get back here. Looks like it's going to be Nick Cooper with the 8th, getting by Ian Montrose for 9th, and Trenton Sneed in 10th. Jeff Price looking to bring it home on the lead lap in 11th. And the Ghost Man, Travis Martin, Mr. Phantom. He'll bring it home in 12th, last car in lead lap. Great job, everybody. Hayden Lull is your winner in the 56. Let's get him on shop cams in case he decides to do burnout thingies.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Travis.
Casey to give him a nudge.
Good one.
I'm going to drink some Monster and wait for him to do his burnouts.
I had to make sure to not give you a 4 or get myself before I cleaned it up.
Hi, Hayden.
Hi, Swiss.
Well, you said you were not going to get beat by Lucas on 2 tires, and by golly, you did it.
I think he said he took 4.
He did.
Also, so.
He did. He took 4.
So even if I got beat, it wasn't because he took 2
Correct.
tires.
That's,
So,
that's what I said as soon as he came out of the pits. Well, Hayden's right. He's not going to get beat by Lucas on 2 tires.
yeah, that was a phenomenal race. Lucas and I raced really hard. I feel like I raced him really hard, really clean, and he did the same back, and I appreciate that. It sounds like he I kind of shaded a little to the right going into the bus stop on 2 to go, and sounds like he hit the wall.
He did, yep.
Kind of
Got him a slowdown because he bounced across the left side of the grass.
Yeah, That's what he said. I kind of feel bad for it because, like I said, I was shaded a little over to the right. Even though I feel like I technically didn't do anything wrong. Just one of those, you know, that was going to be an awesome battle for the finish if that didn't happen. That was going to be really cool. But glad we can finally get in victory lane for the Xfinity Series this season. Feels really good, even if it's a road course. Now we just got to build some momentum for the chase coming up in a couple weeks.
10-4. Should be in good position heading into that. Congrats on the win tonight. You got the Friends Family sponsor shout-outs while you look great here on the Burnout Cam.
Yeah, hopefully this puts us in a little better spot in points because I think I was only 20 or so points to the cut line coming into tonight. So not a huge margin of error to play with, but don't know how many stage points we got because we kind of bit early for an undercut, but yeah, feels good. So shout out to Napa Auto Parts, Arc Music, C2X, Madigan Motorsports, Low Drag Esports as always, U-Swift for putting on the broadcast, Travis for his face and putting on our Xfinity Series and everyone that helps him out with that. And thank you to everyone else that sponsors and admins our 8 leagues that go on 6 different days of the week. And thank you for everyone for coming out.
All right, so Tyler in chat says fix your banner, but I don't know what's wrong with them. They look right to me.
What do you mean fix my? What's wrong with my banner?
Good, we're both confused. I'm like, what's
Tyler,
happening?
What's wrong with the banner, Tyler?
They look right to me. What you talking about, Tyler? We're going to get to the bottom of this one. But congrats on the win here at Watkins Glen. Moving up your positioning in the standings, that has to feel pretty good and breathe a little bit easier going into the final 2 weeks. Oh, he says because they're matte.
Oh, they're matte? What?
That's what he says. It's Tyler. Who knows?
Interesting.
I'm just glad he's here. All right, man.
I don't think the spec map has matte on it, but okay, I'll look into it.
Well, what about we pull Matt in here and ask him? That whatever he said. Okay, let's move on. Hayden, enjoy your win. See who else we can track down here. So Hayden continues to do burnouts, this time in turn 10. Well, we got our second place finisher lined up. That is going to be Lucas. Bring up Mr. Lucas in here while Hayden makes all the noise. Lucas, DG, you got a copy?
I do.
Well, sir, you brought it home P2, and you're putting on a hell of a lot of pressure there on Hayden with the 4 tires over his 2. Just couldn't seem to find a way past him. You were eating them up in the S's and just couldn't get around them. What was, I don't know, what did you maybe need there at the end?
The 4 tires were good in all the wrong places. The 2 tires, I think, was the right call. It was just so hard to pass. The 2 corners where I was better, there was just not enough time after them or any way to do it, and I had to do it out of the S's, like you said. I would pull so hard in the left-hander in the S's, and I would find myself right on his bumper coming into the bus stop every time, but there's just nothing you could do there. If I go to the right, he just gets it right back as soon as you turn left in the bus stop, and then I could have it in the second-to-last corner, but there's just not enough time for me to gain a run there. So it was just, I got to him and then it just stalled out, and there was nothing I could do. The 2 tires was good. He was the fastest car all night, I think, so I mean, him winning, I don't think the strategy screwed anything up. He was faster than me, I think, on that first run. We were even. So, I don't know. It was just kind of screwed it up myself. Just wasn't really looking. They need to put a pole up on that wall in the bus stop. I mean, you can't see it until you're halfway into the corner. It's ridiculous.
Can't see it until you're in it.
Yeah. I tried to turn to the right of him to get an eye on it, and as soon as I get there and I see it, and I'm like, oh well, we're hitting it.
We're in it. Yeah, we just watched
it. I see it now. I'm hitting it.
Unfortunate timing there, and took you out of the battle. But man, it was really fun right up until then.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous. That was a 2-second slowdown for cutting that much in the bus stop. I thought that was outrageous, but you win some, you lose some. It was still a really fun race.
10-4. Congrats on putting on a hell of a show and bringing up P2. Good points tonight for you. You got the Friends Family sponsor shout-outs for that P2.
Yep, just Quinn and Sev 1-2 breaks as always. You for broadcasting, Arc Music, and everybody for putting this on. Hayden and everybody else for racing me really clean tonight. There was no drama, I don't think, amongst really anybody. So it was a really clean Watkins Glen race and really fun.
Did the devil on your shoulder tell you to give him a little nudge?
If we hit 1 to go and I was still stuck there, maybe a little bit of a bumper in the bus stop would have happened. But
would have been entertaining. Oh man, we missed out on that one. All right, look, get on out of here. Enjoy the rest of your night, and tell them about tomorrow's race actually before you get out of here.
Yeah, tomorrow we at hot Vegas. It's going to be incredibly hot out there tonight, so make sure to tune in on CTCRN.
It is the desert. It makes sense. Unless it's dark and hot, then that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're not going to make sense tomorrow night. Perfect. All right, man. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you.
Yep.
Lucas Leisman brings it home P2. See if we can track down our third place finisher, Joseph Madigan. See if he's still hanging out in the chats anywhere. I see Hayden. I don't see Joseph. I saw him earlier. Oh no! Did we lose Joseph? Did we lose him? I might just pull. Let's see up in the waiting room. I don't see him up there. All right. Hayden.
What? Uh-oh.
Madigan's not here.
Oh.
You know what to do.
The hell?
So Joseph Madigan, you finished P3 tonight here at the Watkins Glen course, going left and right in that plain black Mustang. How was it out there tonight?
Yeah, this number 76 unsponsored, no banner looking ass car, just wasn't fast enough to go up and get with everyone else. Yeah.
You also tried the 2-tire strategy, same as your teammate, but it didn't quite work out for you there. What did you maybe need there at the end to get a little bit better track position?
Right side tires.
Perfect. All right, man. Well, congrats on the strong P3 run. You got your friends, family, and we're not going to say sponsors because you ain't got none. You got your shout-outs for tonight?
Let's see. How would Joseph do us? Yeah, I'd like to thank the boys back at the shop for the hard work on this sponsorless Xfinity Ford Mustang. Would like to thank Ryan Honeycutt, all the boys back at the shop. I'd like to thank my mom. I gotta thank my dog.
Don't forget Dean Thompson.
Hi V. Fuck Dean Thompson.
Hey, what you and Dean Thompson do behind closed doors is your business, okay?
I think that's all he'd do. I'm not sure. We're gonna roll with it, and no shout out to the sponsors, but I do love me some Mountain Dew Kickstart. I think that's about what he'd do. So we're gonna leave now.
10-4. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thanks for the interview and congrats on your third place finish.
And thank you, Swiss, as Madigan.
There you go. Hayden Law doing the awkward teammate interview since his teammate left before we can get a chat with him. Wrapping up our top 3 interviews. Thank you for filling in there, Hayden. And let's run through our final results so we can get on out of here for the evening. We have Hayden Lowell getting the victory in the 56 machine. Lucas Oisa P2, Joe Madigan P3, and Blake Giglio P4, Thomas Green P5. That is your top 5 finishers. Brad Wilson, Casey Graves, Nick Cooper, Ian Montrose, and Trenton Sneed all picking up top 10s here at the Glen. That is showing page number 2. There's the first page. That's the one you actually were wanting to see there. I don't know why I went to page 2. That is bizarre. But there's your page 1. We'll move on to page 2. Jeff Price, Travis Martin, Ryan File, Cody Cleaver, Ethan Evers, followed by Jerry Sherrod, Zach Spice Good, Matt Menke, Scott Elson, and Daniel Llewellyn. Page 3. Cliff Mullins, Jay Munch, Jake Lawrence, and Gatlin Downey. 24 cars attempted this race here tonight. If you want to join us, come on out to our Discord, discord.gg/Sidewinder, and you can join in the fun with us. We'd love to have you. Check that out, please, and thank you. And we will see you guys next week for the next Xfinity race. And I'm going to take a sneak peek and see where that race is before we sign off so I can have a head start on whether you want to be here or not. It's not a road course, I promise you that, because Travis would never make us go to 2 back-to-back. I don't even think he'd ever make us go to 2. Schedule says we are headed to Nashville, Talladega. Talladega is next week. Talladega. So there you go. I'm sure we'll have a big turnout for that one. Talladega in the Xfinity cars next weekend. Everybody's in the play for that one. Could win. You never know. Check us out next week at Talladega. Thank you so much. Let's run through our sponsors and get on out of here for the night. We has, there we go, Arc Music. I don't know why I started there. That's for tonight. Wilders Broadcasting does our ARCA series. ARCA and ARC are very similar. Wannagoons started us off tonight with our dirt late models and then ARC Music. Put on an Xfinity race you just watched here and next week at Talladega. 712 Brakes puts on our Next Gen Cup series. You didn't wreck it. You did good, Ryan. I'm proud of you, man. Low Drag Esports puts on our Truck Series on Thursday nights. Fort Worth Screen Printing puts on our GT3s on Friday. Follow that up with our Super Speedway Series Friday nights with our friends at Golden Eagle Syrup. And then on Sunday, Evers Fever Podcast puts on the Badass Gen 6 Cup Series League. We run Xfinity linked races all year long. Come check that out. And then Big C's Diecast doing diecast giveaways in our Discord, discord.gg/Sidewinder. Then CTC Race Network puts on our Wednesday shows. Thank you so much for our partners there. Hope you all enjoyed tonight's race. Congrats once again to Hayden Law picking up the victory, and we will see you guys next week at Talladega. All right, that wraps up the YouTube. Now we can get the music on. Watch any replays you guys want to check out. And